My good friend Jacom is about to give a completely improvised TED Talk using slides that he has never seen before because I made them for him. And I made them to end our friendship. The title and subject of the talk were taken from the comments section, so this is also your fault. Is Jacom an expert on the subject matter he's about to talk on? No, he is not. But he's good at improvising. You can watch the full episode on the channel, and new episodes of Couch Party Live drop once every 4 weeks. I hope you enjoy, because we sure enjoyed laughing at Jacom.
Oh, he's technically Mexican and 3/4 American, but for 3 generations he's got that nationality. Great-great-grandpa headed south, who skids at kids then turned around. It's not what the show's about, but it's why he's Mexican technically.
He helps that he was raised in New Mexico, lived in Guadalajara for 2 years, speaks fluent Spanish with a bachelor's degree in language and keto.
Earwax, what is it good for? How many here use Q-tips like they're not supposed to? It's okay. You raise your hand, say out loud. Okay, one. A teacher, you use them incorrectly. Yeah. So the fact that they designed those without knowing that people would put them in their ears is nothing short of cruel and vicious. And what I'm going to expose here is that their effort to encourage people to remove them was actually quite bad. And earwax is supposed to stay deep in your ears where you can't reach it. Please get to my next slide. It's okay if you've gotten rid of it. Your body will recover. I forgive you. Your body will forgive you. Your earwax is naturally there. You're not supposed to remove it. If you removed your boogers, fingernails, cut your hair at any point, also problems. But we're going to start with the earwax. Moving on. Let's all agree. I want some input from the crowd here. I want some, real honest answers here. No need to, do my science for me. When was the last time you remember cleaning your ears out? Please, Alan.
This morning.
This morning?
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't use a Q-tip this morning because I was lazy. I used my fingernail and then I washed my hand.
Okay.
Wow. It was fresh out of the shower, so I was clean.
Fresh out of the shower. Wow. I mean, the fact that you can say that so just open and honestly is...
Sometimes I use the corner of the towel, and I
Let's move on, because I'm going to vomit, and I don't want to do that on stream.
Okay.
So this woman here, she is actually... the first person who I discovered did this at all. And of course, I immediately removed her from my life because anyone who cleans their earwax out of their ears at any point is going to hell and is demon spawn. I'm sorry, Alan, but earlier today.
I get it.
Your religion of choice might redeem you. I'm not sure yet, but we're going to move on, maybe get to some of those religions, some of those options you might have. We're going to move on. We're just going to keep moving on. We're just going to power through. How did these get here? Holy cow.
Sorry, I have a question real quick.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It looks like this one is taken from the shadows of an alley. This picture in particular.
It's funny you say that. Next slide. Oh, yeah. So to follow up on your question, I knew that this next one would answer your question. I tactically positioned myself behind that fence, got that file of earwax that she extracted earlier. That's kind of my talisman for finding her now. And then crept up the street all the way toward her window. And
What does this have?
Green bottles. So, yeah.
What does this have to do with the earwax?
Next slide. So
Alan, you're so mean.
I need to come clean about something. I do. It is true what I've said about earwax. It is true, all of those things. But deep down, this has all been a very complicated scheme to get her to watch this video. Elizabeth, if you're watching this, please, I'm sorry about the earwax. I'm not a fanatic. I just knew you watched these videos, and I want you back so badly. I found where you live. Next slide. They caught me once. They caught me once. And but I found you after the relocation again because the earwax works. So we're going to just push through. We're going to push through number 1. As you can see,
Oh my god.
really, really stable. Really figured myself out. You know, I'm delivering TED Talks on a wide stage. Reason 2. So that one speaks for itself. If you're watching this, you know that makes me a good person. Number 3. I do. Again. Number 4. That one actually isn't true, but I'm working on it. Number 5. I'll let you borrow a lot more than my Fleetwood Mac album. Next slide. Next slide. In conclusion, I've laid traps all throughout your home that only I know how to undo, fix. Many of them are snake themed, many of them are spider themed. This is not an act of malicious intent until you trigger one. So why don't you make both of us not criminals and let me in? Next slide. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, and the rest of this beautiful audience. Earwax is bad. That one was mean.
Oh my gosh.
You went through a lot of Photoshop efforts to make that. You photoshopped at least 2 pictures, I think.
And
that picture is actually my sister Aria. So. Yeah,
I didn't know. I had to find a picture on Facebook with your not fiance, and I knew it was a gamble that it was probably a sibling. But you've got a really clean Facebook profile. You don't have a lot of pictures with other girls.
I'm so glad you told us that it was your sister, because I felt so bad for you. And your poor fiance watching this.
No, I don't. I think she's kind of going off and on, so I'll tell her that happened. But
I thought Alan was being way meaner than I thought.
If Jacom had an actual X on his Facebook profile, it would have been better. But
I feel like that's like relationships 101 is once you break up, you get rid of everything.
Right? You delete pictures. I don't delete anything on Facebook. I don't use Facebook very often, but you're a very good sport. Thanks for doing that. It was hilarious to laugh at you.
I hope that was okay. By halfway through, I was like, if I don't drop the earwax thing, that was kind of the point of that presentation.